let's go again. I've basked in the adulation of a nice new PB. Now, we must try again. And very likely get nowhere for the rest of the stream, but, you know, we'll try.
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
To tell you the truth, I'm surprised that, like, 2 streams in a row have been blessed with PBs at all. It's quite lucky. Better to be lucky than good. Fortunately, I'm both! Ha!
You use selective words! What are you planning?
I think the fucked up thing is that I'm not even that lucky, because, like, neither of my PBs have been first try. The rumper skip has been, like, 1.5 try.
This?
I didn't even notice because we reset past it, probably in a hurry, but my leet run, I had attempt number 1337. I didn't even see it. Ah, I'm disappointed. What's my most expensive game in my collection? An interesting question. I don't know how I would calculate that quickly. Stupid health drink. I think it might be my NTSC copy of Silent Hill 3. But it's missing the manual, so I don't know, that probably hurts the value.
Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio?
I got these 2 games on my desk. I got Esperade Sai and Dodonpachi Dinda Tensei. These are like 70 each.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
I own a copy of Ancient Roman. That can go for like $150, but again, it's missing the manual. I own a copy of the PC game DJ Max Trilogy. That might be the most expensive game I own, because that pretty regularly goes for like over $100. But it's hard to price check because it's really, like, difficult to find being sold. I own an extremely, like, mint fucking copy of Mark of the Mermaid. But that hasn't really gone up in value because it's, like, no one knows it exists, but I'm willing to bet it could get up there, because it's quite rare. That is also not a game I had an easy time even finding a copy of. I also own a copy of Haunting Ground. It's PAL, so it's not quite as expensive as the American version, but I think even the PAL version is going for like over $100 these days. Because the Americans worked out it can run in 60 Hz, so they brought their speculative brain rot to the European pricing market, which is crazy because that game's not even good. Don't fucking buy Haunting Ground. Is Rule of Rose still pricey to get? Absolutely. Does the giant DDR cabinet count? No, because it's not really a game. The peripheral was expensive, but I didn't actually get any software with it. DDR cab didn't come with DDR? No, why would it? I paid for the cabinet, not the... I don't... Like, the software end of things I'm perfectly capable of working out on my own. I don't think you guys know how arcade games work. Arcade game stuff gets expensive fast, and I'm really not an arcade game collector guy. I posted about this on Blue Sky, but at one point I went looking for how much, like, certain cave game arcade PCBs cost. And just to, like, sort of have the sense for how much do these things actually go for? And I looked at the prices, and I fucking blacked out from shock. I was like, oh my god. Like, I knew they were pricey. Arcade PCBs are never cheap. Like, a cheap PCB is like $100. Like, that's $100 is like a low price for a PCB. But, like, PCBs of fucking Saidai Ojo going for like 10,000. I was like, holy fuck. Those things are worth more than a car. Like, those sons of bitches are fucking pricey. Like, console games could never. Fucking scary stuff over there. I wasn't thinking about getting any of them. I just sort of wanted to know, you know? Like, I'm not getting an arcade cabinet around here. I don't know where I'd even put it. I just kind of wanted to know, like, what are people paying for these? Like, how much is this sort of thing worth? And I was like, whoa. That's another world compared to what I'm used to. Like, in the console space, a kind of expensive game is like 40 to 50, something like that. That's like a kind of expensive. It's still, relative to modern games, pretty cheap. Expensive games, you know, we're getting to like 70 to 90. Those are the ones that are usually pretty valuable. Retro gaming is not as expensive as I think people tend to make it out to be. And you've got like the highly desirable games that sometimes stretch into the hundreds. And then you've got like the super rares. And the price on those is fucking Calvin Ball.
I disagree.
Code Alexis, thank you for the 14 months of Prime Gaming. Like, a copy of Germs Nero Aratamachi might go for, like, a few $100s. Maybe even 1,000. There's really no telling because there's so few copies in circulation. And even that does not compare to the price of one of those fucking PCBs. You thought arcade cabinets? So I'm responding to a comment I read, but then like kept in memory, but then didn't say out loud. If you thought arcade games come with the game like wired into them, not as such. It depends on the cabinet. But DDR cabinets, for one thing, mine wasn't really a cabinet. It was basically just the pad. The pad was expensive enough by itself, but it didn't really come with like the main computer that actually runs the games. But the games themselves are just sort of like disks and hard drives you put into the main body of the machine. They're interchangeable. If you have like a classic cabinet, you can kind of just pull the game out and put the other thing in if you want. And that stuff, you can handle all that separately. It's not that bad. But really what a lot of people do, and what I did, was I just ripped that son of a bitch, like, I ripped the guts out and put a computer in it, like a regular one. Because most modern arcade games are actually just running Windows computers these days, so if you put a regular computer in there, you can run modern. You can run modern arcade game if you like. That's the secret. But even old arcade cabinets, right? Firstly, you need to be more competent with electronics and wiring than I am. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing with that stuff. Not a clue. But a lot of them have, like, systems where you can swap games in and out. Rare is it that, like, a arcade cabinet is, like, one game only. It does happen. Particularly if the game is in some way, like, a specialty unit. Like, has a weird controller or something. But usually a lot of, arcade games have, like, the same hardware basis. You can just swap the PCB out if you want to play something different. And then you have certain arcade systems that function more like consoles with a bot. Like, a Sega Naomi, for instance, is, like, basically just a very large and fat Dreamcast. Very loud, too, actually. But those things just take cartridges. Like, they're actually quite plug and play. Fuck. If you want to change the game running on a Sega Naomi, you just pull the cartridge out and put a new one in. If it's running off the GD-ROM add-on, you take out the GD-ROM and put the new one in. It's a very modular platform, and I think some of the Capcom arcade boards are also like that. You can just sort of... They run off like cartridges. You just pull the cartridge out and put the new one in. Well, the cartridges are big fucking PCBs, but, like, it's the same kind of thing. Now, I would not recommend this for this, like, you need money to do this shit. Like, this is not a cheap... Arcade collecting is not for the faint of heart, and it's not for the fucking cheap either. You gotta do that shit if you're in it for, like, love of the game, like, real love of the game. But, in terms of the technical spec, a Sega Naomi is one of the more accessible, like, arcade systems to run at home, because it's basically just a box you slip cartridges into. It's not super complicated. Like, it outputs over, like, composite. It ain't that weird. Now, whether or not you'd want to is another question. But in terms of the difficulty of the layman getting a functioning Naomi setup up and running, it's not that difficult. It will run you some cash, though. They're still arcade games, and they're still expensive. Meanwhile, shit like Taito Type X cabinets are basically just Windows PCs in a box. I think it's an interesting topic, but you gotta like do a lot of reading and research for the individual games and hardware platforms, because they all got their own little quirks you gotta work with. Every arcade platform is a unique little flower with its own weird bullshit. Yeah, we have the Arcade Club chain of arcades. Those are doing pretty alright for themselves in the UK. I stopped by Arcade Club Leeds again somewhat recently and was quite surprised to find that not only did they survive the pandemic, they got bigger. Apparently Arcade Club Leeds was doing well enough that it ate the building next door. There used to be a cafe there, but they ate it. They ate the space that was occupying the cafe and turned it into more arcade. There was a whole extra room there. And what did they put in that extra room? Shmups. They turned the extra room into the shmup room. This is actually what caused my current brain rot, because I did a playthrough of Diogo at Leeds while I was there. And I was like, wait, this game nice, though? I've been to the Manchester one as well. Bury? Yeah. Bury is the Rhythm Gamers arcade of choice. Although they don't have a fucking DDR cabinet worth of shit. I'm a DDR player, so that does me no good. Why is their cabinet still running 2014? Does anyone know? Maybe they got... Maybe they I haven't been there in a while. I don't know if that's still the case. Two DDR cabs and yeah, one of them's like old as fuck and running like an outdated. Wait, no, they do have an A3 cabinet now. Yeah. They have A3. They have A3 on the bottom floor. Pictured it. I pictured the cabinet. They got one. They have it. It used to not. Arcade Club is great, either Leeds or Bury. I recommend if you're ever in the area. They have games. A lot of them. And it's all the ones you'd want to play. There is one in Blackpool. I've never been there either. Take a trip around to every fucking arcade club for whatever reason. No! Church has ruined everything yet again. There's an arcade in London that had cave cams, but last time I went there either under maintenance or not there, so I need to know what happened. That reminds me, I need to... There's a thing happening at the London arcade. Q2 UK Rhythm Gamers Meet. And I intend to be there to play Rhythm Game. But that's in London, which is a location I am not based out of. Hiya. Ooh, it counted. Ooh, look at the corner. No. Into one in London, it was the sketchiest setup ever. They had most of the machines turned off apart from the popular ones. If you wanted to play them, you just had to ask. What sketchy arcades are you guys going to? I mean, okay, actually, I say that like the regular arcade I went to in London wasn't the sketchiest shit ever. That shit operated out of the basement of a casino. In order to get in, you had to like know the secret knock. It's like not even a joke. They were operating the place like a fucking speakeasy. Where am I?
I disagree.
Congrats on Big PB.
Awesome, thank you for the 13 months. I don't like that line. I don't think I turned right far enough. Okay, well, that's interesting. Ah. That's not the line I like to hit, but I hit it. Okay, well, pressure's on. I'm not even gonna act like that's not incredibly scary. Because, yeah, that was really fucking good. No, 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 the bad RNG, it's over, it's over. I'm dead, I'm ruined. It's okay. Okay, that's a little shitty. The sewer split was really good on PB, so it's kind of a fight to not lose time. Hey. Oh, Free Play City. I think I know the guy who runs that place. Aren't those the guys with the Ongeki cabinet? I can't remember. I've never actually been there, is the thing. They've always been fucking shut every time I've been in London. It's the kind of place at some point just ran out of money to decorate, then never got around to doing it. That's probably because I think that's literally what happened. Like, in all likelihood, that is probably literally true. Keep. Chain the two best arcades rhythm games in London were kind of out of the way of the public. Yeah, right? Like, Vega, you need to know where it is. Even the new location they've moved into, you need to know where it is. You gotta know a guy. It is such guy knowing.
Sybil.
Hi, Bork. I'm panicking. Hope you had a nice stream. Welcome, everyone. I'm on genuinely very sick pace. I'm kind of trying not to crash out. That was a little early, but it's fine. I'm trying to stay calm and play proper, is what's going on right now. Fuck, door bounced me. Bastard. Book rated? He sure did. How dare he? Fair enough. The back half of my PB that I'm comparing against is quite strong, so this is more of a battle to not lose my lead than to extend it. Which is very stressful. Breathe, dude. I'm not even, like, attempting to hide the fact I am stressed the fuck out. I really don't want to blow this. Don't overextend. Correct response. Die, please? Dude, that was a bit of an early split. I thought she was gonna die, she kinda didn't. That was a little bit weird. Got through it, but... I don't love that. Very wide. Faster to fight Sybil than the time it takes to get the red potion in the hospital. We don't go to the hospital anymore. This run skips that part of the game completely. Fuck my life. He's choking. Like a hair too early, dude. That's bad. Fucking classic trash Silent Hill 1 hitbox. What the fuck, game? No! I really am choking. Blah. can't believe the game didn't take the input for the fucking puzzle. That's fucked up, dude. Fuck my life. I tried to walk around it twice and the game dropped the input both times. The classics. Why did the game do that? Fuck my... I am really struggling to keep it together. Don Don. Don Don method never die. Yeah, just hold W. Lucky. That too early? No. Good. Hi, Raving Loon. Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a nice stream. I'm having a meltdown. I hope I have enough ammo to finish the game. Sybil took extra shots, but I don't think it took, like, that many. That was a very bad nowhere, but I think I still got a 26 out of it.
Daddy.
I definitely kind of fucking fell apart at the end there.
Thank you, Daddy.
But I think I got a 26 out of it still. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Sure.
I really fucking fell apart there at the end.
Can't be.
That's tough, man.
You will give me an X.
That's tough. I kind of choked, I'm not gonna lie.
Cheryl. Cheryl.
What's the damage?
It's a world record!
Fuck yeah! Yes!
It's a world record!
Yes! Oh my god!
You're better than me!
You're the coolest! You're the coolest!
Yes!
You're better than me!
You're the coolest!
26!
It's a world record!
Yes! I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh god! Oh
I
god!
was so stressed.
I won! It's a world record! It's a world record!
Disagree.
I was so stressed. Like, relax, it's just PlayStation 1 game. Cessidrix, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Fucking god. Okay, the damage on the last split wasn't as bad as it seemed. I came out, what was it, -9 against PB? 9 and a bit, something like that, so I definitely lost some time, but it wasn't quite as bad as it looked.